Hey guys, welcome back to Indirect Knowledge. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about this is a really interesting question. Okay, so, and it's one that probably many people have thought about, but maybe a lot of people have just never thought to ask in tarot card reading. And maybe this is the first I've ever gotten this question. I don't know 100%. I've gotten similar questions to it, but maybe not exactly phrased the way that this one is particularly phrased. But this is a tarot card reading that we're going to be doing for Emily. And we're not going to mention any other names, last names, or anything like that. We're not even going to mention who this other person is, just for the sake of Emily's privacy and this person's privacy. But Emily's feeling some dissatisfaction with the relationship. She's not really sure why. She doesn't know why she feels the way she feels. She just knows that, she's just not satisfied. She's not happy with it. She wants to know why that is. So let's talk to the cards and do a tarot card reading for her. And in this particular case, we're going to do a 7 card. So this is a little bit of a longer one, but I think for this one, maybe it'll give her some more clarity and insight into the situation. We do the past, present, and future. And the past card is the Emperor. Emperor, this is like probably the more recent past, maybe 3, 4, 5 months out, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe 7 months, even as I'm getting a kind of a feel for maybe even closer to around 7 months out in the past. But this is the Emperor. Emperor is a paternalistic type of energy. He's kind of the spouse to the Empress in the tarot. Okay, the Empress is really about maternity and nurturing and nature and stuff. Emperor is more about laws, orders, following the rules, doing certain things in a certain way to get a certain result. It's kind of a black and white kind of energy, like we do this to get this and that kind of thing. There's no middle ground on that. Laws are in place for setting up structure and foundations and things like that, and setting up strong foundations. That's what this is really about. The present situation and all, so that was sort of that energy with that regard to this relationship. Now we have this, the present situation is this, just kind of looking off into the wild blue yonder, so to speak, but this is a 3. So this is about other people being involved. So it's not really necessarily like, maybe there's somebody else on our mind or it's somebody else on his mind. Something is going on, and that's kind of where we're at, but we're just kind of passively dissatisfied. I mean, that's basically where we're at, and that's where Emily says she's at. And so the card just kind of is reflecting that. In the near future and all, I'm calibrated to about 3 months out. And for some reason, I'm picking up about 4 months out with this, but we have the star. The star is the omen. It's also the wish card. If you think about the old childhood song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, How I Wonder What You Are, up above the world so bright, like a diamond in the sky. I wish I may, I wish I might, have the wish I wish tonight. It's all about wishes fulfilled. It's all about the omens. And when we look back into the days of the Bible and days of other spiritual traditions and different things, it's all about the stars, looking up and getting solutions or answers. That omens present themselves. The Star of David, for example, is one example of that, where the 3 wise men saw the star and then went off into the Bedouin and so on. But anyways, we see this, and this is really a star of hope. It's about hope and things turning around and things giving us more, following that natural cycle of what happens. And that's where things are going to really start to turn around for you. You're going to be in a much better place than that. And like I said, I'm picking up maybe about 4 months. About 4 months out, somewhere in that ballpark. So now we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is going to be our answer, the key to our outcome, which we'll talk about in a moment. So we won't spend a lot of time with this. What I will say is that aces are representative of new energy, new beginnings. And then this is about groundedness. When you see the pentacles, coins, it's really about groundedness, material things, material nature. So it's new things coming into play, but we'll get there. Where's the energy at right now, where we see that 3 of Wands, where we're just kind of looking off into the vast expanse? That energy is right here. It's about the Knight of Swords. Knights are about quick movement. Swords are about mental. So the mind is just really just moving fast and about out of control. And as I said before on this channel, like one of my favorite spiritual quotes is, for one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. For one who has failed to do so, the mind will be the greatest enemy. And that comes from chapter 6, verse 6 of the Bhagavad Gita. If you'd like a copy of the Bhagavad Gita, you can actually get one. Just go to indirectknowledge.com and we'll be happy to send one out to you. But That aside, getting back on track here, this is really where the mind is just darting forward. It's just going and going and going, and it's fast. And that's where that energy is at. We just can't slow that mind down. We can't get control of that mind with this relationship and everything. We just don't really know. Things are going too fast for us. So moving forward just a little bit more, where is kind of where your energy's at, like where your attitude is at. And well, your card, the card that really represents you in this particular spread it's the Seven of Cups. So seven's really spiritual. It's a spiritual number. It's often when we get a seven, like in numerology, like if you're in a 7-year, for example, oftentimes that's where you're kind of taking a pause, like taking a break from everything, like as far as everything that's been going on, like pursuing things. And it's really more of a spiritual, kind of more of a meditative, more of a reflective kind of year for a person. And you'll often see like a person when they're experiencing like a 7-year, they're just more like, more distant, more, they're not as present with others. They're just kind of more taking a back seat, kind of having things on that end. And that's what this is really all about. But this is also a wish card also. So we had the star, which is a wish card, wishing for what we want. This is really what you're trying to think about. What is it that I really want? And there's so much out there that it's hard not to want so many different things, right? So getting our mind singularly focused on one thing is really sometimes a challenge for us. So when you have one thing in your life that's going well and it may be seemingly nice, there's a lot of dissatisfaction that comes when our mind is like switching gears and being controlled by these 5 senses: our hearing, our smell, our taste, our tactile, our touch, and things like that, kinesthetic kind of thing. And all of these kind of things. So, so if you're focusing, if things are pulling you in different directions, well, you can anticipate that probably there will be dissatisfaction with where you're currently at. So that's just some food for thought there, a little bit of something to ponder or consider. Let's get into what the outcome of this reading is. The outcome is the Lovers. Lovers is a card about choice. It's, do I pursue this relationship and make this a partnership and carry through life with someone else and share everything with someone else, or do I go it alone? So it's sort of, it's kind of like a crossroads card in a lot of ways, the Lovers card. It's sort of like, is this really what I want? Is it not what I want? What do I really want? How am I going to get there? All these kind of things. There's a lot to ponder, a lot to consider. Once you figure it out, though, it's pretty easy, right? But figuring it out, that's sometimes a challenge. And that's kind of where we're at with that part. So anyways, if you want to kind of get to a better place with this relationship and that, maybe give some attention and focus to this particular relationship. What you think about, you bring about. All these kind of thoughts become things. Thoughts are things, just not unmanifested. There's all these kind of philosophies, like law of attraction type philosophies, or manifesting or attraction type philosophies. But at the end of the day, what it really boils down to is it's where our focus is. Where is our attention? In Sanskrit, we have a word called dhyanam. Dhyanam is a Sanskrit word, very ancient, old language Sanskrit. It was actually a song. It's a song, a language of song, and not so much in terms of just our everyday conversation. It's a very ancient language, one of the oldest languages, and it's about conversing in a way that is very melodic and beautiful and love. So it's the language of God, or the language of love, however you want to look at that. But anyways, dhyanam is about meditation. It's about focus, attention, all these. Meditation and attention really correlate with one another. They pair well together, just like the lovers pair well with one another. If you want this thing to work out, though, you really maybe think about, like, how can you serve this relationship more? And I think if you put some more effort into that you'll find that love that's in your heart will start to blossom, that things will really start to materialize really nicely for this relationship. And I think that your love and everything that you're looking for in this relationship will also start to manifest itself and come forward as well. So I'm really picking up that this is a good place for you and all, but maybe a fresh start would be in order. And how do we do that? Fresh new perspective is getting grounded. What can you do right now in this relationship? How can you serve this other human being, this other person, and show them that you love them? And really kind of focus your attention into that. If you can do that and get away from some of these other things, I think that this relationship would really be something that will astound you, and that you'll find a lot of, gratitude in it, and that it will be a good relationship for you, and that you'll find happiness and you will find satisfaction with that. But if you're getting things from this other person, they're really great, but maybe you're not reciprocating or giving back, then maybe that could be one of the causes for dissatisfaction. Another possibility could be that, maybe this person is not reciprocating and you're doing all the work yourself. And so maybe you become a little resentful about that. And if that's the case, then yeah, there's a lot of cause for concern, or you might feel dissatisfied. But the key is when you love someone, or when you're really putting forth the effort, is to do so without regards to what the other person does for you, or anyone. And this goes for anything in general, for that matter. Like, love is really about action. It's about us taking action in that direction. What can we do for that other person? It doesn't matter what the other person does or doesn't do for us. It's only about what we can do for the other person. That's where we derive our satisfaction. That's where we derive our happiness. And so I don't want this to come across as like preachy or imposing my perspective or view on it, but I just wanted to kind of give some thoughts or some ideas to it, I do see that just a refocus would be a good thing for this particular relationship, and I think things will be really good for you. I really do. So I hope this helps. I mean, trust me, my heart's in the right place when I give you this advice. So anyways, much love and many blessings to you. As your tarot coach, I'm always here for you also, by the way, so please reach out to me if you need me. In fact, I have my telephone number and everything in the description below this video. My email address is in the description below this video if you want to reach me directly. Also, for all of you guys watching, if you need like spiritual counseling, tarot card readings, if you want a copy of the Bhagavad Gita, if you just want to reach out and say hello, if you'd like to help the monks, you can do that also. You can go to helpbydonating.com. Give whatever is in your heart. It will really help us out a lot. Trust me, it will. And we would love to, have your support and, see what we can do to help as many people as we possibly can. So spread love for God. If that's in your heart, please consider doing that. Again, all of this information will be in the description below this video. Please check there. Please check there. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you know when we're coming online. And then if you have questions or something, or if you'd like to get insider perspective on things, you can hit me up in the chat. We'll be happy to do, some mini readings or something like that while we're doing the full-on readings for people. So anyways, much love and many blessings. I hope to see you guys on the next episode of Indirect Knowledge. I'll see you guys soon.